If you're a newer stamper and you want to try alcohol markers, but you're a little bit afraid of the price, then pick up a pack of these Bic permanent markers. I got these for about $12 in the back to school section of my local big box store, and they're really lots of fun. Now, they won't replace the high quality markers like Copics or Prismacolors, but if you're just starting out or you're on a tight budget, you can certainly have lots of fun with these. And then you can add the artist grade markers to your collection a little bit at a time. Let me show you the tools and products you need to use these markers. First, you're going to need some ink, and just like with Copic or Prismacolor markers, you should use an ink that won't smear when you're using an alcohol-based marker. And the best one that I have found on the market is the Memento ink pad, and I'm going to use the Tuxedo Black. You can use any of the Memento colors, but for this project, Tuxedo Black. Then you are going to need a blender pen, and I would suggest getting a Copic blender pen. Now, they come in many different styles. You can either get the Chow, which is the thin round barrel. You can get the Sketch marker, which is an oval barrel, or you can get the Copic original, and that's the square one, and that one has a finer point. And I like to have them all because I like to use the different size tips for different things. And then you're going to need some rubber stamps. And I'm using two of the stamps from the Falling for You Stamp TV kit. I'm using the bird, and then I'm going to show you another quick technique using the trio of trees. And one of the most important components of any kind of alcohol marker technique is paper. You need high quality cardstock. Now for this, I'm using the Gina K Designs Pure Luxury Ivory cardstock. Now, our white cardstock is great for Copic markers and Prismacolor markers because it doesn't bleed through the back, so you can do a single layer card, or it doesn't use quite as much ink. But when I'm using a less expensive alcohol marker, I like to use our ivory cardstock. The ivory cardstock is a little bit more absorbent, and it will help you when you're just getting started to blend a little bit easier. But this cardstock will bleed through, so if you're using it for a single layer card, that's not going to work. You're going to need to use our heavy base weight white. But for this, we're going to use ivory. Now I'm going to start by inking up this bird, and I'm going to stamp that right in the center here of, let me turn that over like this, the center here of my ivory cardstock. Okay. Now I'm going to choose a couple of the Bic colors here, and what I'm going to choose, I'm going to take this lighter blue and this darker blue. I'm not even sure if these have names or not. Oh, they do. Blue Skies Blue and Ocean View Blue. Okay. I'm going to start with the Ocean View Blue, which is the lighter blue, and I'm going to color the entire image in that blue. And you can see, just like with the Copic markers or Prismacolor markers, you get nice smooth color. It lays down really nicely, and it's streak free. That's one of the features of an alcohol marker, is you can continue to blend and blend and blend, and you don't get that streaky look that you do with a water-based marker. Because each time you hit the old ink, it kind of reactivates the ink and it smooths it out again. And then I'm going to color these little tail feathers. And I like these because they come to a nice little point, but they also are a little bit wider up near the top, so if you hold it on an angle, you can do bigger, wider strokes. And now for some fun blending. Next, I'm going to take the darker marker, and I'm going to go around the perimeter of the bird like this. And you can see the difference in the color. It's definitely a darker blue, more vibrant. And then I'm going to go around the outside of the tail here. Kind of up and around like that. And then just a little bit maybe on the wings here. the fun part. Go back to your lighter blue, and now you want to color in a circular motion, bringing that darker blue into the lighter blue. And when you go over that darker blue, it reactivates it, and it takes away that harsh line, and you get more of that blended look like you do with Copics or Prismacolor markers. See that? That's blending. I'm going to do the wings. Just kind of take that color down. And then the same thing with the tail, bringing that color back up. And don't be afraid to color back over that darker color to really blend it. And you can see that all blending. And it's pretty easy. It blends pretty nicely. Okay. Now here's another fun thing that you can do. You would think that you would have to have a particular blending pen for a particular brand of marker, but a lot of these markers will work with the Copic blending pen. So I'm going to use the original one for this, and I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit tighter so you can see what happens when I color onto this ink using the colorless blender. Colorless blender doesn't actually blend the ink, it actually lightens and lifts the color, and it creates a highlight. So watch when I color over these parts of the wing, how that color just lifts. Can you see that? Just coloring in between like every other little line here to create some highlight. I'm going to do that again with the tail down here. See how that's pulling the color off? But it doesn't get onto the marker. It just kind of dissolves and it goes away. So it's not ruining your marker at all. And there may be some people in the business that say, you know, you shouldn't blend different brands of markers together, but I say why not? If it works and it's fun, why not? Now I'm going to create a little texture on the bird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create little circles. So I'm creating little dots all over him or her. And if you go back over those dots again, you can lighten them up even more. Isn't that so cute? Okay, now let me show you my finished card project that I did with the bird, and then I want to show you one more thing.